Welcome, Norse Nation. Thank you for joining us here. We're just getting into the live stream here in the bottom of the first. There's no score. We did have some technical difficulties trying to bring you a different vantage point for the streaming today. Hope you appreciate this new and improved Norse network feature that we're hoping to continue bringing you through the remainder of the conference season. Brielle DeMemo stands up. No score here in the bottom of the first. 2 outs for the Norse. Abigail Bird in the circle for the Norse, if you're just joining us, was able to get out of the first inning, not allowing any runs. We had a walk and a base runners on, but Abigail able to close out, get a third out, strikeout in that top half of the first. Three and one the count to Brielle. There's a ball hit long. That's going to be clearing the fence here for Brielle. Home run. And Brielle does it again. 2 days in a row of consecutive home runs. She hit a missile to center field earlier in the game yesterday to give the Norse the 1-0 lead. They would go on to a 2-0 victory. And Brielle DeMemo, senior first baseman out of St. Louis, Missouri, continues to swing a very, very hot bat. That's good news for the Norse if Brielle continues that stretch here. All year she's been seeing the ball very well since the early spring and really living up to her fullest potential here as a hitter for the Norse. So with the long ball, the Norse go up 1-0 here in the bottom of the first. That brings up sophomore designated player Brooke Keltner, who also homered yesterday. DeMemo and Keltner went back-to-back in the game yesterday, accounting for both Norse runs in that 2-0 victory in the opener. This gives the Norse a potent 1-2 punch here in the middle of the lineup. There's a ball fouled off right side down the right field line. So if there's a time to get hot and get those bats going, this is the time now for the Norse. Again, they took the series opener and conference opener yesterday by a score of 2-0 against a very good Oakland team. Had good pitching. 2 pitches was the difference in that game yesterday. So we'll look for this to continue to be a competitive series here. The Norse looking to take this game. If they take this game, they take the series. They still have a doubleheader this afternoon at the 2 o'clock hour where they'll finish the rubber game. And there's a ball hit far. That one is gone as well. And just like yesterday, DeMemo and Keltner go back-to-back for home runs and go up. Talk about deja vu. And Brooke Keltner gets one straight center field, left center field, over the wall. So just like that, the Norse jump on top 2-0 here in the bottom, 3-0 in the bottom of the first. Hey, you want? So having some good interaction with the fans here from Oakland. So this is great for the Norse, a great start. And really important, every run counts here, especially playing up on the hill here and at the FIG, the Frank Ignatius Grind softball field on the campus of Highland Heights, Kentucky. This wind gets to blowing out, folks. A routine pop-up could go out just like that. So getting our equipment together here. There was a runner on first. So it looks like that we got a score of 3-0 now for the Norse. There's a ball popped up. It looks like Lexi Morris, Jr. out of Yorktown, Indiana, stands in for the Norse. The Norse looking to keep things going here. And it's so important to put runs on the board. One thing the Norse as a team have struggled so far this year was the games they were scoring 5, 6, 7 runs. The pitching was unable to hold those leads. Conversely, when the Norse had good pitching, and there's a ball lifted out to left field into foul territory. Lexi had a good swing at that pitch, but foul. As I was saying, the days the pitching was good, they were winning. For example, in Louisville at the Bellarmine Spring Invitational with scores of 3-2, 1-0. So it'd be nice to start putting this pitching and timely hitting together, and hope that these leads that they're building, especially early in the game, is going to sustain them throughout the remainder of the game. So a lot of softball to be played, though. We're just getting started here in the bottom of the first, but the good news, the Norse jump out quickly to a 3-0 lead, and has to be a big lift off of freshman Abigail Bird, who's in the circle for the Norse. Another one fouled into the bullpen on the left field foul territory by Lexi Morris. 2-2 is the count. Here's a third consecutive pitch. Lexi seeing this just a bit early. Needs a little travel, just a little bit, and she'd be putting that in the gap here, in the left center gap. But her head staying down on these pitches here. She's seeing the ball well and getting a good barrel on it. It's just she's out in front just a little bit right now. A 2-2 count. There's a ball outside, ball 3. There's a ball lined out to the left fielder for the third out of the game, but the Norse jump out to a 3-0 lead here in the bottom of the first. We'll head to the second after this break. You're watching Norse Softball and the Norse Softball. Welcome back, Norse Nation. We're just getting ready to start the top of the second inning here on a glorious Saturday afternoon in Highland Heights, Kentucky. Sunny. Temperature should be in the low to mid 70s today. The Norse jumped out early last half inning thanks to a pair of home runs. Again, the home run duo of DeMemo and Keltner once again coming up big for the Norse here. Yesterday, that was the difference in the game. Those two swings by the senior and sophomore duo. Abigail Bird stands in for the Norse here, doing a nice job for them so far this season. Lefty pitcher. is a really good changeup. Her go-to pitch is her changeup, and change of speeds here has been proven to be very effective here for the Norse in the midpoint of the season here so far. There's the ball taken down low, 1-1 the count.
Here we go, Norse.
Leadoff batter here for the Oakland Golden Grizzlies here in the top of the second, looking to get aboard. There's a ball popped up in foul territory and just bounces off the front of the dugout. Mac Brow couldn't get to that one. Not sure if she was looking up straight into the sun and may have lost that one. But we're experimenting with some different camera angles. We've normally had one up and close off to the side by the dugout for the last few years here. We're looking to get you this different camera vantage here. There's a swing and a foul tip to stay alive. Strike 2, 2-2 the count remains, but hopefully you're enjoying this live stream brought to you by the Norse Softball Network. There's a off-speed pitch down low for ball 3. So count goes full to the leadoff batter here to the Golden Grizzlies in the top of the second. Norse jumping out early all over the pitcher for 2 long balls here to go up by score 3-0 is where we stand here as we start things off in the second. Excellent changeup again by Abigail Bird. And that changeup is looking extremely good today to start things off. So great pitch.
Pitcher, number 28, Jessica
and the strikeout. So 1 down here. With those pitches, her confidence of the young lefty freshman's got to be growing here when, especially getting into conference play, not knowing what to expect. The Norse did have a fairly good pre-conference season schedule, playing some tough opponents on the road. University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill, University of Louisville at Louisville. Had Northwestern come in last weekend along with the good Northern Iowa team. The Norse struggled, ended up going 0-4 last weekend, but looking to turn things around here, moving into conference play, hopefully shedding some of that rust, fixing a few fundamentals here and there, and pitching hunkering down. But it looks like the batters and the hitting are doing what's expected of them here for the Norse in the early going. So we'll hope they could continue that trend. Such a big lift, though, when you're in the circle to be pitching with a 1 or 2 run lead as opposed to 0-0 game. So 2-1 the count. There's a little soft ball hit straight to Abigail Bird, who squeezes it for the second out of the inning. Again, good off-speed pitch there. And once again, Abigail doing a nice job with executing that changeup there, keeping these hitters off balance. There's a first pitch, changeup in for a strike, so she's got that going. She's on her A game here today. The more she gets that pitch across, gets it over for a strike, gets some strikeouts, her confidence is going to continue to grow, but looking really, really good here in the early going. Great sign for the Norse here. There's a pitch down low. Good crowd on hand here, too. We had a nice crowd yesterday. We had some of the local high schoolers here who had a nice chance after the game to get some posters of the Norse team, mingle with them after the game, get some autographs. So always a good thing to be able to get your local schools and community players, especially the young softball teams, a chance to visit and observe the Norse and Division I softball here in Highland Heights. Another swing and a miss. So Abigail Bird shutting down the Golden Grizzlies right now with another strikeout. We'll go to the bottom of the second. Norse on top, 3-0. We'll be right back to the Norse Softball Network. Welcome back to the North Softball Network here. We're getting ready to start the bottom of the second. Junior catcher Emma Ginn, number 23, stands in for the Norse to lead things off. There's a ball hit. Hit down the first base line, and Emma is on with a leadoff single for the Norse.
Now batting for the Norse, the left fielder number 7, Macari Chapman.
That'll bring up the left fielder, freshman Macari Chapman. They call a strike. It looks like Macari attempted to bunt that ball. I'm not sure if it came up at her. Looked like it may have ricocheted off the bat and hit her. We'll hope she's okay. You have the trainer and coaching staff out there. Oops, trying to tend to her here. So I have a little different vantage point here, folks, where our broadcast booth has shifted from the foul line to the outfield here, so we'll need to pay a little closer attention from a distance on that. The nice thing being right around the plate is you had first-hand insight into the little subtle nuances of catcher interaction, umpire interaction, coaching interaction. So we're a little removed being in the center field, but it looks like she's coming off the field on her own accord. Looks like she's shaking it off. She's a tough young lady. So I'm sure she's going to be okay. It looks like the trainer, Alexa, is tending to her as well. So it looks like they did give her, they gave her the base.
And now batting for NKU, number 10, Matt Brown.
Yeah, so Addie McBrayer comes in to run for, they must have overturned that call. It hit her, looked like she was bunting. But in any case, the Norse have runners on first and second here. with nobody out, looking to put more runs on the board. Looks like Mac Brow stands in. Still nobody out for the Norse. Again on second, she lays down a bunt. That goes over to first in time, but Mac does get the sacrifice down. And that puts runners in scoring position for the Norse with only one out. Nice job by Mac, and Mac is an excellent bunter. She's bunts for singles a lot for the Norse here. But runners are able to be advanced on Mac Brow's execution of that bunt with one out. Now that brings up freshman right fielder Kenzie Gully. Kenzie had a triple in yesterday's game. Did a nice job of bouncing back there at the plate. And base hit will likely score 2 here today, or this inning. If she can get them in, sacrifice would be good too. You want to at least score one of those with runners on second and third and only one out. So sacrifice fly out to the outfield would be a good job. Base hit may score 2 with the Speedy McBrayer on second as well, though. So count goes to 2-1 on Gully. Also has a lot of speed. Does Kenzie here, could potentially beat something out in the infield. There's a good pitch, a strike on the outside corner of the plate to move the count to 2-2. So if you're Kenzie, you want to shorten things up here. Just get the barrel on it, put it in play. Basically, a ground ball. Looks like they're playing in to try to prevent that run on a ground ball to the infield. Already down 3-0 in the top of the second. Oakland's probably not wanting to get behind any further in this early part of the game here. So, and here's the 2-2 pitch. That pitch upstairs fouled back. Count remains 2. You got Ginn at third, McBrayer at second, Gully at the plate with a 2-2 count here. Norse on top, 3-0. There's a changeup, just missed, kind of froze Kenzie there. Not much you could do with that pitch, especially coming in high on that last pitch that she had to protect and foul off. So good hold by Kenzie. 3-2 the count now. There's a ball lifted and just foul on the left side of the infield. It looked for a second that had a chance to land in fair territory. Just a protective swing, got a little piece of it, but just carried into foul territory. So break for the Grizzlies here. And we'll do the 3-2 count again here. There's a shot to left field. That'll score 1 run. Looks like McBrayer was thrown out at the plate on a good throw, but Ginn does come in from third on that Gully single. And that gets the lead to 4-0 for the Norse, but now 2 down. That brings up center fielder, senior Jenna Rhodes out of Wilmington, Ohio. Jenna doubled yesterday over the outstretched arms of the center fielder. That ball was hit on the line. Got the benefit of a few feet of carry and just went off the glove of the Oakland center fielder. So a big hit here with 2 outs for the Norse would be big, in particular Jenna. And she's a good 2 out and 2 strike hitter. So she's going to look to really be picky at the plate here with the chance to drive in a run, an additional run for the Norse, already up 4-0. Looks like there's a pitching change for the Grizzlies here. We're going to take a break, and we'll be right back in just a minute. You're watching the Norse Softball. All right, Jenna Rhodes stands in with 2 down here, 1 run in. Kenzie Gully at second after the single. The Oakland Golden Grizzlies go to a new pitcher after that starting pitcher goes 1 2/3 innings here and gives up 4 runs. Oakland looking to get out of this inning, and there's a hit in the gap by Jenna Rhodes. And that one's going to roll all the way to the fence. And Jenna's going to go for 3. And she's in there safely with a triple. So just as I had talked to about a minute ago, Jenna Rhodes comes up with a timely hit to get that. All this occurring with 2 outs here. So the Norse, Rhodes and Gully getting 2 hits here to push the Norse lead to 5-0. Peyton Miller-Stenz stands in. Again, a hit here would be big for the Norse. That earned run going to the previous pitcher. This pitcher here for the Grizzlies will not get credited with that earned run, as she inherited a runner on second prior to her entry. So the starting pitcher will have 5 earned runs given up in 1 2/3 innings. And Peyton fouls one down the line. Out of play to go 1-2 in the count here. Pleased to be able to bring you Norse softball here. Again, a fantastic day for softball. Blue skies, few clouds in the air. Temperature hovering around 70 degrees right now. There's the ball fouled up. Just out of play on the left side. So Peyton hanging tough here. Number 1, the pitcher for Oakland, trying to retire this last batter and get out of an inning that's surrendered 2 runs already to the Norse. There's a pitch, just missed on the inside part of the plate. That pitcher wanted that. Looked pretty good from here. May have been up and in just a bit. Good eye by Peyton, though, to hold off on that with 2 strikes. So the count goes full here. Rhodes on third after her RBI triple. Peyton looking to bring her in and goes down on strikes up in the zone. So the Norse do get 2 runs across, taking their lead to 5-0 here. We'll be right back to start the top of the third. Norse on top, 5-0. You're watching the Norse Softball. Welcome back, Norse Nation. We're starting the top of the third here. Abigail Bird doing a tremendous job so far for the Norse in the circle, heading into this top half of the third. There's the ball fouled off down the left field line. Abigail doing a really nice job of mixing speeds, and not only mixing speeds, but getting her changeup over for strikes. And I believe Oliver it's one thing to throw a changeup, but it's one thing to execute that for strikes and strikeouts, which she's done an excellent job of doing so far. And really, that's her go-to pitch so far this season. So she's on top of that right now. So things looking good for the Norse here. They do have a 5-run lead here. Certainly, no lead is safe at the Fig with the winds, and wind is blowing out to right field. Kind of an easy, mild wind. The other day, last weekend, we had to have a 15, 20 mile an hour wind that was just blowing everything, hit in the air pretty much out of the park. North surrendering a lot of home runs last weekend, but a little different. There's a changeup that freezes the batter. But a little different setting here today. But at any time, this wind can pick up. So 2-2 the count here. Bird in the circle. There's a shot fired. Squeezed right by Mac Brow at third. Good defensive play and readiness by Mac at third for the first out of this inning. It's a nice job by Abigail here. You may want to, the Oakland hitters are going to start sitting on that changeup, so it will be important for her to get ahead on the count with her fastball or curveball away to lefties to set that up and allow that pitch to continue to be effective here throughout the remainder of this game. But nice job so far. That ball hit to center. Jenna Rhodes coming back, and that's hit over her head. They're going in for a triple there. So that ball hit hard on a line right at Jenna Rhodes, but that ball continued to carry on a line over her head. The hardest play in softball or baseball arguably is a line drive hit directly at you. You're not sure if it's coming at you. You're going to continue to travel. Jenna did a drop step, kept going back, but that ball made its way to the fence on a one-hopper. So Oakland trying to get back into this game with the one-out triple. There's that changeup. Again, getting it over for a strike. So great job by Abigail. Coming right back. Does make a huge difference. Makes a huge difference having a 5-run lead here, giving up a triple like that with one out. The runner on third, important, but not the most important. You want to get outs here and get out of this inning, perhaps, hopefully, only allowing one run. But in a close game, you might play the infield up. You might have a little different strategy versus a 5-run cushion here in the top of the third. But nonetheless, the infield playing at normal depth, ground ball probably going to score and allow this run. Norse wanted to focus on getting this second out of the inning. Outs are important here with the 5-run lead. Don't want to let momentum keep going and concede a run if you have to, still up 5-1 potentially. There's the ball hit behind the screen. And Emma again goes back, tries to make it. Looks like it hit the screen back there, so I'm not sure she would have had a play on that. This is our first attempt at the center field cam here. Hopefully you enjoying this view. More more like the traditional ESPN views you see in the streaming on the road. The Norse Softball Network wanting to bring you the best, highest quality streaming of this Norse softball team as possible. So we hope you enjoy this broadcast today, and future broadcasts will receive your feedback and see if we will continue this camera angle for you. There's a ball hit in the 5-6 hole, and that will score the first run of the game for the Grizzlies. So 1 out triple followed by a single gets Oakland on the board here in the top of the third. Still trailing 5-1, but looking to chip away at this lead. There's still a lot of softball to play, and that's why I said every run for both teams is going to be pretty critical when you have an opportunity to get those across, and certainly the Norse took advantage of that last inning. With 1 and 2 outs respectively and runners in scoring position. They did a good job of making contact and putting the ball in play. Looks like Coach Morgan Jarek is going to go out to the circle and have a brief talk with her pitcher and infield and settle them down a bit. Still up by 4 runs here in the top of the third, but don't want things to continue to spiral for the Norse. So good time here. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back on the Norse Softball. Okay, getting ready to pick up again. 1-0 the count here. Runner on first. Oakland with 1 run in here so far in the top of the third, looking to add to that run. There's a good pitch on the outside part of the plate for a strike. So good time out there by Coach Jarek, settling her freshman down, telling her we got a lead. Let's throw strikes and work on getting outs here. We need 2 more outs here in the top of the third. Nothing really hurt here, so I'm sure that was something to the extent of the dialogue in the circle. There's a foul ball down the left field line. So Oakland University up in Rochester Hills, Michigan. Had a straight shot down I-75 down to northern Kentucky. Michigan, Wisconsin, Dakota's been getting blasted with snow last weekend, 24 to 36 inches in some parts, falling within 24 to 48 hours. So I'm not sure what the extent of the snow was in upper Michigan or if Detroit was affected by that or Rochester, but they may be happy to see nice weather down here, so maybe a treat for them, hopefully. There's the ball. So count goes to 3-2. Runner on first, 1 down, 1 in already for the Oakland Golden Grizzlies. And I think all this series is going to be a hard-fought series, so every run is important here, whether preventing one or trying to add on or get on the board. Here's the 3-2 pitch. That ball lifted and fouls, just foul by the fence. Norse unable to cover the ground necessary to make that play. So we'll do the 3-2 pitch once again here in just a second. And here's the 3-2 pitch from Bird. That ball fouled down the left field line. So good battle going on between the pitcher and Oakland hitter here. Oakland trying to keep this inning alive. Advance this runner over at the least. Still a lot of softball here. They'll have another 4 opportunities to continue to chip into this Norse lead here. Norse looking to get and retire this batter here. Here's another one fouled off. So good location of pitches right on the hands, the inside part of the plate for this batter. Good job of her fouling those off. Good battle going on here. Let's see if she comes back to that changeup here, maybe on something on the outside part of the plate. That's been her money pitch today. And she does, and they reach out, and there's a pop-up in the outfield. Gully is able to get under it and squeeze it for the second out of the inning. So nice job by Bird there, putting that pitch in a place where they could only reach for it, had to protect, and was able to foul that off to the right side, or fly that out to the right side of the outfield. So nice job by Abigail here. So 2 down now for the Grizzlies here in the top of the 3rd. They do have one across the plate already. There's the first pitch, change up low on the outside part of the plate for strike, a swing and a miss. Executing that pitch. There's another pitch. Dribble down to the pitcher, Bird, who picks it up and flips over to work. Back to the 3rd, number 15, seeing the plate. Brielle with the left homered in.